What's the deal, you guys? What's the deal? What's the deal? This be your boy Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for a brand new episode of Yes for the Mess, where we talk about celebrity gossip, hot topics, and all things reality TV based. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday, and I intend on doing the exact same thing, y'all. What is going on? What's the tea? What's the business, you guys? All right, now I told y'all that I was coming back a little bit later on this evening for another live because we went live early in the day, and we here for another live, y'all. We going live right before the director's cut of what is it? We're going live before the director's cut of the Scene ATL season finale, which came out 2 weeks ago, but we got the director's cut coming out today. So that's pretty much the gist of it. But yes, we're here because we got like I think it's like 4 or 5 things on the to-do list this evening. I think it's 4. If I'm looking at the top of my screen, it's 4 things on the to-do list today, y'all. So we have a couple of topics to get into and all of those different things. I just want to know where the people at, y'all. Where y'all at? Hell, it ain't really that many y'all up in this bitch today, but where y'all at? Let me see. But we're gonna get into some things today. We definitely are. Let me see something here. All right, let's see. Okay, since it's 18 of y'all up in here, it should be 18 of y'all up in the comments. Like, where y'all at? Let me see something. There y'all go. I see Jail Slayer. I see Unapologetically B up in here. What's going on, y'all? But I keep on forgetting. So many people be going live at this time of the day. Hey, Scotty, I'm at work and listening. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Okay, you guys. So now that we're going into the 4-minute mark, I only see one moderator up in here, and that's the Jail Slayer. So what I need for you guys to do is follow her lead. We're going into the 4-minute mark, and y'all know we're gonna get started at the 5-minute mark real quick. So go ahead and light this chat up as we go into the 5-minute mark. We need for you guys to light this chat up right now. I don't see any other moderator except for Jail Slayer. Since it's 30 of you guys up in here right now, let's go ahead and have 30 of you guys light this chat up. As I stated before many times already, this is the year of engagement. So we need everybody that's in this chat to go ahead and light this chat up. Not only do I need for you guys to light the chat up, but we also need for you guys to engage with one another and also give your thoughts and opinions on some of these conversations and these topics that we're getting into tonight. All right. All righty then. So I see you guys are lighting it up right now. We're about to get started in about 15 seconds. So go ahead and light this thing up. I appreciate it. I definitely do appreciate that. For real, for real, for real. Okay. We got 5 minutes to 5 seconds. There we go. All right, you guys. So it's time for us to get into the show. It's 32 of you guys up in here. 35 of you guys up in here so far. And you already know that the goal is to hit 100 plus with every single live. But even if we don't, we still going to have a good time, right? Whether it's a big crowd or it's a small crowd, we're going to always have a good time. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the stories of the day. Like I said, we're here to talk about Sammie, Sierra Glamshop, Karisha, as well as Usher. So let's go ahead and get into Usher. Now, apparently, Usher had done some interview and he had nothing to say about Diddy. Says that Diddy has been misrepresented and that is his experience with him. and that his experience with him isn't like what the public has seen. So we're gonna go ahead and get into that, and then of course we're gonna get into what 50 Cent had to say after Usher said what he said. Let's go ahead and get into it, y'all.
Be a bit controversial, but in the same way, I think many people choose to look past the reality of what our country is, the standards that we now stand on. We can't ignore the reality of the history, but in many ways, I think certain people are prosecuted and maybe not recognized for the greatness, that they offer. I don't have anything negative to say about Sean Combs because my experience was not what the world has seen and how he's been, misrepresented. I'm not saying that every man is perfect. I'm not saying that all of us don't have flaws, but I can't, with any sense of humanity, not recognize the valuable contributions that this man made for us as Black entrepreneurs, for us as businessmen, for us as people who transition, culture and ideas into something that's tangible and becomes business. So many people benefited from what he created. And this might be a bit controversial, but in the same way, I think many people choose to look past the reality of what our country is, the standards that we now stand on. We can't ignore the reality of the history, but in many ways, I think certain people are prosecuted and maybe not recognized for the greatness, that they offer. I don't have anything negative to say about Sean Combs because my experience was not what the world has seen and how he's been, misrepresented. I'm not saying that every man is perfect. I'm not saying that all of us don't have flaws, but I can't, with any sense of humanity, not recognize the valuable contributions that this man made for us as Black entrepreneurs, for us as businessmen, for us as people who transition, culture and ideas into something that's tangible and becomes business. So many people benefited from what he created. And this might be.
Okay, so that is what Usher had to say in regards to Diddy and his experience with Sean Diddy Combs. Now, of course, we already know that whenever there's a Diddy post, we already know that 50 Cent is going to be somewhere behind giving his opinion that ain't needed. So of course 50 Cent commented and said, Usher, like, I don't want people to know what he did to my ass. I'm a grown man now and my ass is off limits, LOL. And I, of course, the people find that trolling, that bullshit that 50 Cent said as hilarious, but I don't find it funny at all. But like I told y'all before, I don't find 50 Cent funny. So it is what it is. Now, I just want to get that out the way first. Now let's get into Usher and the things that he said as far as Diddy goes, right? I'm gonna pray about this because I got a feeling that people probably ain't gonna like what I'm finna say. But this is what I'm finna say. For me, as someone who does not know Diddy, as someone who reports on these type of things, as someone who's a part of the public opinion, I find Diddy to be very disgusting. I find him to be a person that uses people. I find him to be someone that deserves to be where he is. He's in the same boat as R. Kelly is for me, if you get my drift. I don't give a fuck about R. Kelly. I feel like he needs to stay in jail for the rest of his life, to be quite honest. No matter what good he did for the community or what good he did for the music industry. Now, when we talk about these people and their behaviors of it all, people seem to believe that we're forgetting the things that they did for the industry or for music. We're all aware of what Diddy did. We do know that Diddy made history. We do know that he's a part of history. We do know that he's a part of some of the biggest hit records from the 1990s and the 2000s. We do know that he was the person that created some of our favorite artists like Mary J. Blige and the Notorious B.I.G. and Faith Evans and Once. Well, we are aware of those things. We're aware of some of the things that he brought to the community. We're aware of some of the businesses that he made. And we're aware that a lot of people looked up to him as a businessman that came from nothing. We're all aware of those things. But just because we are aware of those things, that doesn't necessarily mean that we have to forget some of the heinous crimes that he committed and the things that he did, especially the way that he robbed a lot of those same artists that we all love and put on a pedestal and left them all broke with nothing to live for after they left him. Let's not forget about the way he ripped a lot of these girls off. Let's not forget about how Total was on the high in their career, but they was living in the motherfucking projects. Let's not forget about all of that. Let's not forget how he snaked a lot of people. Let's not forget about how he treated certain people. Okay, like we're not gonna act like he didn't do horrible things to Cassie. And I know that a lot of people don't want to hear that, you know, and I hated that whole notion that was brought up when the whole situation with Cassie ever came up, and people felt like we were all defending Cassie due to the fact that she was a light-skinned woman and she wasn't a black woman, and that was the reason why we was all defending her. I don't give a fuck what kind of woman you are. I don't give a fuck if you're light-skinned. I don't give a fuck if you're dark-skinned. I don't give a fuck if you're a damn white woman, a black woman, Mexican. I don't give a damn. Any woman that's getting their ass beat don't deserve to get their ass beat by no man. Like, let's leave color, let's leave shades of color, let's leave all of that up out of there. It don't even matter. So, you know, just like we can remember the good that they've done, we can also put out the bad that they done too, because the good part about them is a part of them, but also the heinous part about them is also a part of them too. So we can't talk about one without talking about the other. Let's not forget that. Now, when it comes down to Usher, I'm not necessarily mad at his response, because at the same time, if his experience with Diddy isn't like what everybody else has come out and said, then that's his business. We can't force that on him. But at the same time, it is a way that you put said experience out there. If you get my drift. There's a way for you to do that. Like, it's a way for you to say it, it's a way for you to do it, honestly. And I feel like the way that he worded everything kind of made it look like you're defending him. And I think that's why a lot of people are upset with Diddy. And I have to be honest and say everybody's experience isn't gonna be the same experience, and we gotta know that. Like, there may be some people out there that there has been just like there's been tons of people that have been done wrong by Diddy. There are some people that have never seen that side of Diddy before. But one thing about me is, just because my experience was different than somebody else's, it doesn't mean that I'm gonna, you know, belittle them and what they experienced with these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hear shit all the time about how terrible people are. And although I've never had that experience with these said people, at the same point in time, I'm never gonna dim nobody else's light and tell them, well, I think you lying. That's just that's a cop out, and that's just so disrespectful as fuck to look at a person and tell them that they lying about their experience just because yours is not the same as theirs. I find that to be fucked up. I don't feel like Diddy has been misrepresented. And I think that's one of the big parts of what Usher said that got everybody so pissed off, is that he said that Diddy was misrepresented by the public. He's not misrepresented by anyone. He's not misrepresented. Those are his actions, and he had to be held accountable for said actions that he made towards somebody else. Now, however, let's go ahead and get into the situation. Now, do we think that hold on. Hold on, you guys. Wait a minute. I'm trying to get this haircut appointment together first, child. Hold on. But yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. But that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like at the end of it all, sometimes because people have not experienced certain things, they find themselves not necessarily telling people that they're lying, but they find themselves kind of overlooking other people's experiences because theirs are not the same. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why everybody was looking at Usher kind of funny. And I really can't be mad with that, but I also can't be mad if that's not his experience. But do I think that Diddy could have possibly did something to Usher? I believe it. But if he said that he ain't experienced that, then that's him. Anyway, you guys, there's 62 of you guys up in here. And I need for you guys to engage, honey, because it don't feel like it's 62 folks up in here. But we're going to move on and get into the next topic of the evening. And the next topic of the evening is Sammie. If you don't know who Sammie is, honey, Sammie is the one that gave us that hit when he was like 11 years old called I Like It. And he was a part of the Hardball song with Lil Bow Wow, Lil Zane, and Lil Wayne. Okay. And Sammie looks good. Okay. First of all, I just had to put that out there. Sammie looked damn good with his hair like that. But anyway, let's get into Sammie. Now, Sammie done gotten put on blast by his baby mama. And this ain't the first time she done put him on blast. Now, here we go. Singer Sammie's baby mama calls him out for allegedly only seeing his son once, despite being in the same city. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. Okay. Imagine your son being in the same city as you several times since birth, and you've only seen him once while he was in your city for a total of 3 hours and haven't visited him in his city since 10 days after he had surgery at 7 weeks for less than 84 hours. Okay. Now, that is what the baby mama, I Am Marie Brooks, said, I think on Twitter, or was it Instagram? I'm not really sure which one it was, but that's what she said, right? So let's move on to the next slide. So I think this is that was a video of the baby. Let's look.
His mother just dropped him off in 38-degree weather at the door by himself for minutes on end, unannounced. Didn't know she was dropping him off. Said she can't do this anymore. And she was right there. Then she pulled into my neighbors and waited. And I thought she was playing until I actually went to the door and picked him up. But I got her pulling in and just watching him in the cold for minutes. My son, I got you. I'm just documenting that his mother just dropped him off in 38-degree weather at the door by himself for minutes on end, unannounced. Didn't know she was dropping him off. Said she can't do this anymore. And she was right there. Then she pulled into my neighbors and waited. And I thought she was playing until I actually went to the door and picked him up. But I got her pulling in and just watching him in the cold for minutes. My son, I got you.
Okay. So that was him basically showing us a video of his baby mama leaving his son outside in 30-something degree weather. Now here's another video of the same thing. Let's get into it. Okay, so Crystal Smith. If you don't know who Crystal Smith is Neo's baby mama, one of his baby mamas or whatever, right? So Crystal Smith said, okay, so normally I stay out of all internet drama, but this has been my friend since the 6th grade. You drop your newborn son off in 38-degree weather on his front porch in the middle of the night and left to go out. I know you effing lying. At Sammie always, you're a great dad. Sammie responded and said, but I've seen my son since October, November, December, but January because my dad died. Saw him in February too. Although my grandmother passed, I'm tired of saving people that's vile and only wanted the baby because they wanted me. Okay. So she posted this video. She said, went from being an NICU mom. She said, this was my reality. 20 days alone, day and night. Where were you, Sammie? Our son didn't wake up from surgery until 8 p.m. after it ended at 12 noon. In that moment, your presence mattered and you weren't there. Instead of taking accountability for where you could have shown up differently, you chose to attack me and involve others. All I ever asked was for you to be present. This has been about one thing: legend. Posting that video out of context was reckless. The risk you took could have impacted our son in ways we both understand. Do better. Okay. So that is what Marie Brooke just said in on this video. So let's continue. Let's keep on going, as Jamie Nesme would say. Let's keep going. So she stated, as I've stated before, you chose to go on vacation the same day your 7-week-old son underwent surgery with the same person you expressed wish death on him and shared messages with me regarding her speaking negatively about both me and your child. The narrative being pushed now is not the truth. It reflects a concern for image over responsibility. Outside of that night, you have not spent a single overnight with your son alone. He is now 5 months old. You were aware of my postpartum condition. That night, I asked for just 1 hour of a break. I contacted you multiple times before arriving, including using the call box to enter your gated community. I attempted to reach you directly by phone before anything ever reached the internet, and you did not respond. I will no longer ask you to show up for your son. That decision is yours to live with. Be blessed. Okay. So that is what she said up here. And I see we've hit 100 plus people in the chat. Shout out to you guys for tuning in. I don't know if you guys got notifications or not, but I'm glad that you guys are here. I'm glad that you guys are here, and I'm definitely thankful that you guys are here. Thank you guys for showing the hell up. Okay. Thank you guys for showing up to the live. I appreciate it, honey. All right. Where we at right now? Let's move on to the next slide. Okay. So Sammie's baby mama says that the video of her leaving the baby on the doorstep is out of context and said that Sammie allegedly skipped their son's surgery to vacation with the woman who wished death on the little boy. So then she also says here, the video being circulated is from 2025 before the passing of his father and grandmother. Both Sammie and his father were aware I was on my way to bring legend. Sammie was present and watched from the front door. Sammie, you know you have not been a consistent or present father to your son. As I've previously stated before, you chose to go on vacation the same day your 7-week-old son underwent surgery with the same person. Oh, I think I already read that. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of that. So this is the situation that's going on with Sammie and his baby mama. Okay. That's what's going on with that. Right. So let's look at some of the comments. Now, this is one comment, the very first comment that I see that I want to read, and I want to know what y'all thoughts are on this particular comment, right? So the comment goes like this. I'm finna do it like this so you guys can know which one I'm reading if y'all can still see it on the screen. But it stated, I'm not justifying what she did, but I see that y'all clearly didn't watch the whole thing. She did not drive off. She put him at the doorstep, drove into the neighbor's driveway, and waited for him to come and grab him from the door. Either way, it shouldn't have been done like this at all, but she definitely didn't drive off and leave him. It seems like she was tired and trying to force him to step up and be a father. Like I said, I'm not agreeing that she should have left him outside in the cold, but I see that a lot of y'all have it wrong in the comments as well when it comes to that particular fact. Now, let me just say this. In my opinion, that really doesn't matter, though. I don't care if she didn't just completely drive off. It's the fact that it's 38, 39 degree weather. That's above freezing still. But at the end of the day, it's 30 something degree weather. That's cold as shit being out here in Atlanta. That's fucking cold. And you set your baby outside on the doorstep and you drove away into a neighbor's driveway and sat there and waited for Sammie to come out there and get the goddamn baby just because you tired. It don't matter. That's not a way to force nobody to stand up. Now, what if you did sit that baby out there by himself and waited and someone went up there and attempted to kidnap the damn child? They're still putting the child at risk by even sitting him out there. And we can say that she has postpartum depression all we want to, And I'm not, listen, I'm really not trying to go there because I'm not a woman, so I don't understand anything about postpartum depression. I don't know what goes down with postpartum depression, but I don't feel like that's an excuse to have a baby out on somebody's doorstep in the middle of the night in 38-degree weather. I just don't feel like that is the best way to do stuff. And on top of that, you going to social media with this is not going to make him be a better father either. It comes across like you only want to put him out there for your own personal benefit and not for the child. You putting him on blast is not going to make him do better. And that is all I'm saying. Now, mind you, this ain't me trying to defend Sammie, because if Sammie is a deadbeat father, then he's a motherfucking deadbeat. You feel what I'm saying? And that's just the truth. If he's a deadbeat, then by all means, get them together. But in my opinion, I just never understand why the girls decide that they are going to go to social media, put their baby daddies on blast, and think that that's supposed to do something. They ain't gonna do shit. And a lot of the times, that's not gonna make anybody look at him any differently. Let me look at some of the comments. You can't force anyone to be a dad or a father if they don't want to be. Don't tell them you on your way with the baby. That's a CSP call, okay? Butter Pecan says you cannot force a man to be a father. At the end of the day, that child is yours. It's messed up, it's unfair, but it's life. Do your part. You can't worry about Sammie. Take him to court, the end. And that's how I feel. Take him to court, put him on child support. You have primary custody of the child and move on that way. Because going to social media telling us isn't going to help your situation. It sucks that that's the way it's coming out of my mouth, but that is the damn truth, though. It's really nothing that you can do at this point in time to make it better. It's really nothing that you can do. You know what I mean? You can't force nobody to do shit. People stay putting kids in the mess. It's below freezing now. What if hypothermia took place? Just stupid, in my opinion. That's what I'm saying. But people are trying to make excuses for her, and there's no excuse to make. You feel what I'm saying? Another comment said, let me go back to the actual story. Let me put this back up here. Another comment stated, where we at? I don't have anything to say about this situation because I don't know their situation. But what I will say is people truly don't know how it feels being mistreated during a pregnancy or after you've given birth until you experience this yourself. Okay. Someone says a man going on a vacation don't justify what she did. And if you think it does, CPS needs to come and get your kids. Someone says, so was it the postpartum or was it the fact that he went on vacation with another woman whom you felt disrespected your child? I'm definitely not one to judge, but if you're experiencing postpartum and he is the one who is shown that he's not going to be consistent, it's not family you could have reached out to take your baby to? Well, that's a good question. I tried to read it the best way I could, but they was leaving shit out. What this other comment said, definitely dragging it. The baby was there for what, like 30 seconds while he watched from the camera. No harm to the baby at all. And y'all dragging it like it was 3 to 5 business days. Yes, it was cold. And yes, it was still going to be cold if she stood there. No way y'all think this lady was going to put her baby in harm's way just because he wants to drag her. She knew he was in there and she knew he was on camera. Come get your baby. Bye. I don't think he's dragging it though, but she did do that. She did do that. No one should leave a child at the doorstep. No one should. Someone says, okay, you still left the baby outside when he wasn't answering the phone. Right. Someone says there is no context where you could leave a baby you love alone on the porch at night because you and the father can't get along. If the child is a burden, there are many families who will provide a clean, healthy, and safe home. Postpartum is not always an excuse for poor decisions. And I definitely agree with that. But in a sense, I feel like they're both wrong in this. I feel like he's wrong for not stepping up as a man to be there for the child. But I also feel like she's wrong by the way she's going about him not stepping up to the plate. I don't think the internet is the place, and I definitely don't think leaving a child on the doorstep in cold weather is also the space to do it. I think that they're both childish. I think that they're both toxic, and something needs to be done on both ends. But anyway, getting away from the Sammie of it all, let's move on to the next topic of the afternoon, the evening, honey. And this is Karisha. Now, Karisha did an interview with Charlamagne the God, okay, and she opened up about her relationship with JT from City Girls. She spoke on the split, the social media back and forth, and how she would be willing to sit down with JT with a therapist and together in the future when they're both ready. I actually listened to this whole, I didn't listen to the whole interview, but I did listen to this whole clip and I did want to talk about it. But I'm going to play it for you guys first before we go into my thoughts and my opinions on this. So let's go ahead and get into Karisha as she talks about her former friend, JT.
When it comes to me and JT, I feel like it was a marriage, right? You meet somebody, y'all fall in love, shit happen, y'all break up, y'all get a divorce. It could be ugly or it could be good. It could be one that y'all just get a divorce and y'all move on. Or it could be one that we fight in front of the public. And I think that it was one of those situations where, like, you know, we childhood friends. That love is always going to be there. That's why even when the whole thing on the internet happened, I'm like, JT, like, what we doing here? We can never go. This never gonna go nowhere because it's like we both ain't gonna go that far. Like, we family.
What made you two actually grow apart? Like, everybody thought it was Karisha. She got the podcast now. She doing the reality show. She getting her Beyonce on.
Yeah.
People thought, well, JT takes music more seriously than Karisha does. What was it?
Now I think it was just more of she felt like, you know, JT into like fashion and so many different other things. She got her own lane that and I think just like we are in just two different lanes. Like our brands is just two different brands, and it's like two different people trying to be one. It's just never going to work.
I've heard you say JT hasn't been the same since the Fed case. What case you talking about?
When she went to prison.
Got you. You think jail changed her? Or?
Yeah, I think jail shaped people. I think when you go to jail, if you sober in there, not saying that she do drugs, I'm just saying like people, when you go in there, that's like time out. Like you have no time, you have nothing to do but to sit and think and reflect. And it could fuck you up or it can help you grow, but it mentally do something to you because it's like you got time away from everybody. You just sit and reflect. And I think that before JT went in, me and her was like this. Like we was so like this. And when she came home, I just felt a shift, but it wasn't bad. Like I didn't take heat to it because my mom been in prison. So I know what it's like to be in jail and come home. They see the world differently because they just went in time out. So I feel like that was my experience.
Have y'all talked about any of this?
We have. I think we need a therapist. We need somebody to come and hear both sides. Because when we try to like express ourselves, it's like, but you did this to me, but you did this to me. We just point the finger at each other. It's like, you made me feel this way. Well, you made me feel this way. I ain't do nothing to you. And you ain't, it's like we're not getting nowhere. So we got to literally have someone come in and say, look, she feel like this and you feel like this. And like, what's the solution?
You clearly love JT. Like that. That's what I'm saying. So why not go get a counselor or a therapist and y'all just go have a couple of sessions with each other and put everything on the table and see if, y'all can resolve the relationship? Because
I think we both need time to do our own thing. Because I think that when JT was doing her thing, I never wanted to make it about me. Like I didn't want to, oh, you see I'm doing my thing. Now you're trying to come back now. Now you're trying to make things. And I don't want it to feel like that when I'm doing my thing. So I think she did her thing. I'm doing my thing now. Let us both grow, as individuals. And I think that time will come. And I also think we both got to be ready. It can't just be like when I feel like I'm ready or when she feel like she ready. Like we both got to be in the space where we can sit down as adults and say, okay, we in a better space now. And I think we need that time apart.
So the City Girls aren't done. It's just like a season of separation kind of.
Yeah, I would never just off the City Girls. We built this together. Like we did a lot together. To just say that it never happened or just act like it's just dead, Like it's forever going to be the City Girls. Like we both come from the fucking hood. That's an accomplishment for both of us. So I look at it like that.
People on the internet was saying that it was a lover's quarrel. Like y'all be scissoring or something like that.
Oh, I ain't never seen her that. Yeah, I know you did.
Listen,
that's what they do on the internet, though. People make up shit, then start believing it.
If the City Girls never make music again, what would you want that legacy to be? Just the City Girls, you and JT.
I want it to be two young girls that grew up together. They came and they made history, and it was sisterhood. It was built off of sisterhood. When it comes to me and JT, I feel like it was a marriage.
All right, so that was Karisha and her thoughts, her feelings about the friendship between her and JT. Now, listen, I know a lot of people don't like Karisha. I know a lot of people give her hell for the Diddy stuff and all this other stuff, but this ain't necessarily about Diddy. This is more about her relationship with JT more than anything. That's what this is about, and that's what I'm going to speak on. As of right now, and of course, you know, I do kind of, if I can relate to a certain situation, of course, I kind of bring myself into the situation. Sometimes when people go through stuff, they deal with something that's probably traumatic, or they deal with one of the biggest downfalls of their life, and they have to sit in it and deal with it for a while. And then when they get out of it, they look at life in a different way. JT went to jail. I want to say JT went to jail in 2019. So she had been in jail for about a year. While Karisha was pregnant, Karisha was out performing, not as Young Miami, but as the City Girls. No matter what she did, it was always credited under City Girls. She did a record with K. Michelle called Superhood and with Cash Doll in them. And it didn't say K. Michelle featuring Young Miami and Cash Doll. It said K. Michelle featuring City Girls and Cash Doll. Like everything, if she had a feature or anything, it was always credited as City Girls. So she literally held down JT and the group while JT was out of there. So then JT got out of jail. The City Girls got back together. They was doing that thing. They came out with Twerkulator. They performed at the BET Awards. JT was very happy to be there. JT then got with Lil Uzi, and she fell in love with this man. But when she got with Lil Uzi, I think that's where the friendship began to change when she got into this relationship with this man. A lot of people like to say that it was Saucy Santana that came between, you know, her and JT. I don't think it was Santana. I never felt like it was Santana that came between Karisha and JT. I never felt like it was Santana. I always felt like it was Uzi that came between them. And I can't ever tell you why, but it's kind of like Uzi used to be disrespectful to Karisha a lot publicly. He used to be disrespectful to Karisha in public all the time. I remember one time he cursed her out or something like that, talked to her real rough on the live, and JT didn't say anything. She sat there mute mouth. One thing about it and two things for certain. I would never allow my man, they're just like me allowing Bando to come at Jamar crazy or allowing Bando to disrespect Jamar. I love y'all both, but you not going to disrespect Jamar and he not going to disrespect you. So if y'all going to disrespect each other, y'all need to do that when I ain't around, but don't be disrespecting him on his live, and you don't be disrespecting, like, I'm going to speak up for that. Y'all not going to do that. So I felt like a lot of it had a lot to do with Uzi and how Uzi would literally like disrespect Karisha right in front of JT, and JT wouldn't do shit. And that is my whole situation. That's my whole thing about it. It's kind of like people always have made it seem like Karisha was the fake friend. Karisha was the one that didn't do shit, didn't step up for JT as a friend. That wasn't that, because a lot of people always felt like whenever JT got into some messy ass shit, you know, they always expected for Karisha to hop to her defense. And you know what? She didn't really hop into JT's defense a lot of the time. And I really feel like if you really want me to be real and honest about this whole damn thing, I really feel like Karisha probably felt like this. Why am I jumping to this bitch defense when her whole man disrespected me publicly, and she didn't come to my defense. So y'all expect me to come to her defense because some bitches arguing with her? I'm not coming to her motherfucking defense. She didn't come. She let her man disrespect me. But y'all forget that. Yeah, she let her man disrespect me. So I'm supposed to jump in for her with some hoes coming at her? Absolutely not. Mm-mm. I had to fight my own battle against her man. So she gonna fight her own battle with these hoes. That's what's gonna happen. That's the way I see it. Now, tell me if I'm wrong, but that's just how I looked at it. You know, I never felt like she was absolutely positively wrong for doing anything. Because here's the thing, I never be like if I ever have a situation with people, I don't be looking for my friends to hop up in my shit. If they do hop up in it, thank you. But I don't need them to. I can defend myself. So yeah, I don't like that. And on top of that, there was a lot of things that JT did not like. Why did Karisha not know that JT was doing a song with Nicki Minaj? Not only are they friends, but they're a group. So why she didn't know anything about the Nicki Minaj stuff? And I do think that JT allowed social media to get in her ear. Not only with social media in her ear about, oh, Karisha never defends you. Karisha never defends you. Karisha never defends you. But then you got Uzi in your ear. He already don't like your friend. You got that going on. So, of course, the friendship is going to turn sideways. I don't know if y'all went through that, but I have. I was friends with somebody who I was friends with somebody who had a man that did not like gay men. Her man didn't like gay guys. And a lot of her friends were gay, including me, including my cousin Reggie, including another guy. We gay. We all been hanging around each other since we were kids. And he came along and pretty much isolated her from the rest of us. And it did kind of put a damper on our relationship. And for a long time, I didn't see her the same way. It took me a long time for us to get back to where we used to be because I personally felt like her man came between us. And we had that conversation. That's why I'm talking about it now, because we had that conversation and shit, and we've gotten past it. But for a long time, it made me feel like, how could you be with a man that's homophobic? How could you be with a man who would tell you that he don't want you after you give birth to your child, that he don't want you to allow me or the other two gay guys in your life to hold your son because we gay, you know, to the point to where you can't be around us. You can't answer your phone for us. You can't even text us because your man don't like gay men. He don't like you hanging around all them faggots, as he would say. So there was a lot of other situations going on with that I'm not going to go into because that's her story to tell. But sometimes a man can definitely come between a friendship. They definitely can. And if the friend ain't strong enough, they can successfully do that. But I like the way Karisha answered the question. I do feel like there is a possible way for these girls to get back together musically, get back together as a friendship. I don't know if the friendship will be the exact same way that it used to be, because I really do feel like both of them are two different people now. I think that JT is not the same person. I don't think that she should be the same person she was before she went to jail. I think that jail should be something to make her grow the fuck up. I do think that. I don't even think that Karisha is probably the same person. I don't think so. I think they're two different women now, and maybe they do need a therapist to come with them and have that conversation with them and help them make things right between the two. I would be here for it. So shout out to Karisha and all that other stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the very last story of the night, and that is Sierra Glamshop and her husband, soon to be ex-husband, Zay. Okay, now if y'all been watching Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, you know that she recently got married to Zay not that long ago, and they already are facing divorce. Okay, now before we get into this story, y'all do know that the director's cut for the scene ATL drops tonight, right after this live. Let me go ahead and put this link in the chat so you guys can go ahead and go straight to it once this live is over, because we do need the Scotty gang up. And I know y'all already seen the episode already, but this is a fairly newly edited version of this episode, child. But I'm gonna put the link in the chat for you guys so you guys can go straight to the episode once this is over, once we get done with this live. So last night on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, there was an episode. The episode came on, and Sierra and Zay were going through their issues, right? They were definitely going through their issues, and Sierra let it be known that her and Zay were going through some stuff. By the end of the episode, Zay let it be known to Sierra that he wanted a divorce, which I wasn't surprised. He wanted a divorce. So let's as a matter of fact, what I want to do is I actually want to play that scene for y'all. I'm trying to see which one of these reality TV blogs actually have that scene. I'm not gonna put it on the screen, but I'm definitely gonna play it for y'all. And then after I play it for y'all, I'm definitely gonna go into like the divorce document and things like this. Let me see. I think is this, what's the name of this site on Twitter? Because they got it on here. I think it's Jay's reality blog or something like that. Let me go over there so I can play it for y'all real quick. And I always share stuff from them anyway, so I should be seeing it. There you go, Jay's reality blog, which they follow me for a long time. I didn't know that they were. Let me see. Do they have the scene up here? Because if not, I could definitely go to Facebook and play it because I shared it on my timeline. Let me see. What is this? Okay, I think they got it here. There you go. Okay, I'm finna play it for you guys. Let me share this tab and y'all can get into it.
What's going on?
A lot. I'm trying to see like where to start. Last year was like the craziest year ever for me. I just want to say that I genuinely appreciate you like sticking it out with me. When you came in, like you totally let me be me. And honestly, like that's why I fell in love the most, because I was like, this man really loved me for me. You see me as just the regular Sierra, the fat Sierra who you always been trying to get with since I was young. No lips, fat. You used to always just say, I think you the prettiest girl ever. You know what I'm saying?
I still think that way.
I just feel like I don't know what happened. And it's like now, I don't feel that. I don't know. It's different.
It's not that, Sierra. I just feel like we're growing. Taking accountability, Sierra. That's all I ask you. You don't take accountability for nothing. It seems like you can do everything up under the sun and get away with it. I'm saying, like, who the hell you think you is? I was your punching bag for like a year and a half until I finally built up the nuts to even like talk back or even say something back.
If going through what I went through last year is called a punching bag, you going through depression, you on depression pills, you having miscarriages back to back. That's a lot. Baby, you ain't strong enough for me. Now we're at a point where it's like, it's almost like we hate each other. You don't want to come home unless you want to get some. I'm not doing that with you. I'm not one of them girls.
If you're not doing that with me, why you still do it with me? When I come over and try to get some, why you don't tell me no?
I text you when we was arguing. I said,
no more having sex.
Yes, no more and no more having sex. What are we doing? We have real business going on. We got together. We got banking accounts together. I ain't never had no banking account with no motherfucker. I do not want to be with nobody who don't believe me.
Sierra, at the end of the day, it seems like I put all my time into what Sierra wants to do. What about what Zay want to do?
You can't do the same young dumb single that your friends do.
Sierra don't take accountability for other people's feelings. She don't do nothing but think about the money. And if a person can't admit when they wrong, it's kind of hard.
Like, I'm not trying to divorce you, but I'm also not taking no bullshit. I don't even want to say the names that you call me, Zay. I'm embarrassed to say the names that you call your wife. Do you really with me for real? Do you love me?
I want a divorce. I finally made my mind up. It's been 2 years. It's kind of like when a person will get the picture, it's not gonna work.
You making the biggest mistake of your life.
Yeah, I just gotta get time to put me first. That's all.
That's fine. I'll give it to you. Because I promised myself I'm not crying. I'm going to give it to you.
I'll see you later.
All right, that was the scene where Sierra and Zay pretty much broke up. So that was on last night's episode. Now I don't know at what point was this episode filmed, but it had to be sometime last year, basically. And that was the basis of the situation. Now let's get into this part. Now, Sierra has filed for divorce after accepting her third engagement in 3 years. Third engagement in 3 years. That's bad. That's bad within itself. Okay. The location was Fulton Superior Court, family case, divorce contested. The case file date was December 8th, 2025. So she filed for divorce in December. So this was probably how many months ago? 3 months ago. Okay. Xavier Thomas and Sierra Thomas. Okay. So it says that it looks like things went left just as fast as they came together for Sierra Gates, Xavier Thomas. According to the court documents we assessed filed in Fulton County, Sierra has officially pulled the plug on the marriage and is asking for a divorce after less than a year. The filing shows that the two were married in August of 2024, but have already been separated since July of 2025. And woo, the details in the paperwork are raising eyebrows. Sierra is claiming that the marriage is irretrievably broken, but she didn't stop there. She also accused Thomas of cruel treatment, saying his actions caused her to fear for her mental and emotional well-being. The documents also make it clear that there are no children involved, and she's asking the court to divide any marital assets and debts fairly under the Georgia law. On top of that, she wants him to be responsible for his own separate debts. Now, if you've been keeping up, this whole situation might not be too shocking. Sierra had just gotten engaged to Thomas not too long ago, and fans were already side-eyeing things because this marks her third engagement in a few years. Before Thomas, she had a quick engagement to BK Brasco that ended almost immediately, and then got engaged again in 2021 before that relationship also fell apart in 2023. Okay, so that was the gist of that situation. So basically, Sierra is going through yet another damn divorce. And I've been saying this as many times as I want to, and I'm going to say it the fuck again. Sierra needs to heal. Sierra has not healed since she got divorced from Shooter. Shooter put her through some shit. You know what I'm saying? He did. He put her through a whole lot of bullshit. And I just feel like at this point in time, girl, get your mental together. Let's start there. Get your mental to fucking together, because you already be in every scene all slurred. It's looking like you've been sipping on some scissor with some damn prescription pills. Like it look like you doing that already. Then you already got them damn Jimmy Dean lips of yours. Your face looks like a damn moon pie. Look like you can see, and then it's just full of plastic, like just like the plastic that you put on your couch. And your brain is full of plastic. Every part of you is full of plastic. Ain't nothing real about you. And you sitting up here playing with your own mental health. How the fuck you get engaged 3 times within 3 fucking years? How do you do that? You get married to people that you barely even know. You go from relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship, and then you wonder why things don't never work out. You all up in them in DC business, but here you go with your own shit. You all up in 24 and Selma Big Bear business, and you up here neglecting your own situation. You look dumb anyway because of the work you had done on your face. But the thing is, Sierra, go heal. Go talk to a therapist. Go heal. Because like I said before, you ain't really healed from the fact that Shooter embarrassed your ass that very first season of Love and Hip Hop that you was on when he slept with your damn assistant. He fucked on your assistant. And then the very next season, you up here with BK Brosco. The very next season. And he was a lame ass nigga too. So what are you talking about? Why are you constantly doing this to yourself? Your Whoville looking ass sitting up here divorcing another man. Go heal. And it's clear that you don't love yourself. Because if you loved yourself enough, you wouldn't have fucked your damn face up. You was a beautiful woman before you came on this motherfucking show. But you insecure with yourself and you keep on fucking with your damn face. Stop doing it. I don't give a fuck how many faces you buy. That's not going to change anything. Learn to love you. Learn to love your damn self. To stop looking for a man to validate you. Because a lot of the times it feels like you be looking for a fucking man to validate you. And you don't need that. Look at everything you've already done for yourself. Now, this ain't even me trying to shade you or trying to read you. This is me giving you some real ass talk. You was a person that was a teen mom, came out the projects, got kicked out the house by your mama, went out there, had a business, and you got multiple businesses now, doing everything you possibly can. You did all that as a teen, starting off as a teen fucking parent. Like you doing everything that you were supposed to do and all of that. Got all this money, all these businesses, doing well for yourself, and it's still not enough because you don't feel completed because you ain't got no man. Ain't no man gonna complete you. When you're completed mentally and all that other stuff, you don't need nobody else to complete you. A man is a separate entity for you when you're actually healed in your mind and when you really love yourself. My thing is this. Mary J. Blige told you hoes already. How can you love somebody else if you can't love yourself and know when it's time to let go? Okay? You don't know when to let go. You don't know when it's time to let go. You know what I mean? Men be showing you that they don't give a fuck about you. They only with you for the look. They only with you because of what you got. They know that you're going to share with them, and that's why they get with your ass. They see you jump from man to man. They watch Love and Hip Hop. Niggas act like they don't watch Love and Hip Hop, but they do. They watch Love and Hip Hop. They see you hopping from man to man. They know they got a chance. You and Carly the same way. But the difference between you and Carly is that Carly old as Methuselah and she need to sit her damn ass down somewhere. She making the same mistakes her damn daughter need to be making. Y'all ain't no good role models for y'all daughters because y'all showing y'all daughters that, you know, y'all don't have any love for y'all stuff because y'all go from man to man holding a new hand all the time. When you need to take out that time to breathe, build up your businesses and build up the self-love. Because it's clear that y'all ain't got it. All that shit you got, like you a businesswoman. You don't even act like it. You don't even act like it, Sierra. I don't like that. I really don't like that at all. I'm really gonna need for you to sit down. Hopefully after this is over, this divorce is over and things like that. I really hope you really take some time out for yourself and really sit down and really figure out what can you do to find yourself, need yourself, love yourself. For real. I'm not even being shady. Love yourself, Sierra. That's the name of the game. Love your damn self. Because it's clear that you don't love yourself like that. Fuck these niggas. They don't deserve you and you don't deserve what they give you. And that's just the truth of the matter. I hate to say that to you. And I hate to sound harsh, but that's just the truth. Know your worth. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't think you know it. But once this is over, you take out some time, go to therapy, figure that shit out. But anyway, y'all, I'm about to go on to get up out of here because it is now 8 o'clock. And like I told y'all before, the director's cut of the Scene ATL's finale is on right now. The link is pretty much pinned at the top of the chat. So make sure you guys go right over there to Stylish TV right now and tune in for the director's cut version of the season finale of the Scene ATL. I want to see y'all in the comments. Okay. With that being said, y'all, we out of here, and I will see you guys right after the season finale director's cut is over with. I'm going to have an open panel for you guys to talk to me about what y'all saw in the finale and what y'all felt about the season. We're going to be up there for about an hour, and that's it. No, nothing more, nothing less, okay? I'll see you guys after the finale. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
That 20, yeah, you always been a sneaky bitch, hating from the sidelines, trying to get picked, yeah. You don't found one, yeah, you don't found one. You don't found one, found you a real one. On my assets lately, you catching face shots, fire catching babies. Heavy on the highs, better get you some gravy. Cut that lady check, why you out here being lazy? I got bored with that season, I'm talking shit when I'm spitting. Fact a bitch, I'm the reason, when it got you hoes heated. Snow got them hoes sneezing, got the meals you not eating. Where had them hoes leaking, God trust when I'm speaking. It's giving.
Big bands gon' make it hot. Real niggas gonna come up, don't let the game gon' change us. Real niggas in my circle, ho, don't ever play us. This the real hustle, we make the money, don't make it make us. They ain't bout shit, talking out they neck. Bitch, we bring the heat every time we step. You fucking with a beast, fucking with the best. Get money on the east, plug on the west. Bitch, I'm from the north, but we run this out. Bitch, we outside, fuck you talking about? Who the fuck is me? No, who the fuck is you? Get these niggas.